This video will show you a completely new process for using the law of attraction. I'm going to share with you the mechanics of manifestation and how you can apply it in your life today to get the results that you want. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a new look at the law of attraction. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've been reinventing my perspective of the law of attraction and understanding how I can infuse it with more self-awareness, more understanding about ourselves in the sense of like spiritual awakening, and how we can apply that to the process of a law of attraction in a very powerful way. Now, there's some socially conditioned ways that we may understand the law of attraction from like the movie The Secret. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it is just a little bit outdated. And the reason that is The Secret was a great movie because it projected this idea out to so many millions of people. But at the same time, as things change and as awareness continues to expand, there's new ways for understanding things in a much deeper way. So the mechanics of manifestation. Now, first off, understand that you are always manifesting something. You can never manifest nothing because even nothing is something that you are manifesting. And if we have a definition or a belief that says that I continue to manifest nothing, that is a manifestation in itself. So first off, I want to give you credit, and you can give yourself credit to know that you are always manifesting something. It's just that, is that something that you actually prefer? Is it something that you actually like? So that's really the question. And when you know this, first off, you start to take your power back, because then you see that you already have the power to manifest what you want. It's just a matter of linking up with the desires that you have and knowing that since you can already manifest, you can actually create what you want in your life. Now, the difference between this video and some of the other processes when it comes to the law of attraction is I'm going to be explaining some ideas that I've touched on a couple prior videos, maybe some newer videos you've seen on my channel. And it's going to really allow you to have a new perspective as to the whole process. Now, normally, we talk about emotion when it comes to the law of attraction. That the more emotion we pour into something, the more likely we are to make that something that's real for ourselves. Now, the thing with this is that if it's an emotion that we're not used to feeling, if it's a desire that we have, and normally also when it comes to the law of attraction, desire is something that we really want to have, because the more desire we have, the more that we're able to create and add energy to the reality that we want. Now, the way that I view this is that desire can actually block the expression of what we want. The intention is what we want to be focusing on. Now let me, right now as I'm with you and you're watching this video, I can have the desire to lift my arm up. I have all the desire in the world. I'm putting all my desire to do it. But the desire is not causing my arm to go up right now. The desire is just a feeling. Now the intention is where my arm can raise. Intention is where the power is. Now, normally, desire will allow us to feel, to then take action, and to have the intention, but desire is not what you want to focus on. Many times desire can actually block what we want, because with increased desire, we end up giving importance to things that don't need what is called excess importance. Now, anytime we make something more important than it's meant to be, we put it on a pedestal and we immediately distance ourselves from it. So the key to this video, the key to this new process of manifestation is understanding creation and creating what we want from more of the power of choice, the power of intention, and the power of neutrality. Neutrality is where the power is. I've been applying this in my life. I've seen amazing things happen, and I think that it can profoundly change your life. Now, what do I mean by this? Create from a much more neutral point of view. Now, think about this idea. You have the intention to make a certain amount per year. You want to make $1 million per year, and maybe right now you're only making $50,000 a year. So there's a big gap between where you want to be to where you are. When you think about making $1 million a year per now, I bet you feel this emotion. You feel like, oh, this would be so amazing. But the thing is, you may desire it so much, but that desire you have may be too much of a gap because it's not believable in the present moment right now. That emotion that we'd feel if we have $1 million is so far away from where we currently are that it would almost jolt us. We wouldn't be able to really relate to it. This is why that I believe creating from a more neutral place is a more powerful way to go. Now think about this. By the time you are making $1 million, if you do the steps in between and you go from making $50,000, making $250,000 a year to making $500,000 a year, by the time you go up those steps, making $1 million won't feel like what it would feel like right now for you to do it. I relate this to when I was focused first on getting my first 100,000 YouTube subscribers. When we got to that place, when we got to 100,000, I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to feel this certain type of way. But the thing is when I got there, and when we got there, it felt cool for about a day or two, but then after that, it became the natural state of being. And then it was like, oh, what's the next step? How can I reach this many more people to influence and have a positive message and to help people change their lives? It changed from that being something that was so far away to being my reality, to then it becomes the natural state of being. So understand, you can practice now in the present moment a peaceful neutrality, and that's where the power is, because then you don't give something what is called excess importance. Excess potential comes from that. This is something that I learned from a book called Reality Transurfing, which is a book that was written by a quantum physicist from Russia. It was originally written in Russian. Now it's in a whole bunch of different languages. It's kind of hard to understand, but I found a lot of power in it. That's why I'm sharing it in this type of videos. Now what this means is that the moment we give something too much importance, metaphorically speaking, there are forces that come into play that balance that out so that we almost don't experience it because we're giving it so much importance. You may have seen this if there's somebody specific that you like, and because you're giving them excess importance, like I need to be with that person, I need them to like me, that then it creates a gap and it doesn't happen. Whereas you may just be like, oh, nonchalant, doesn't matter, and then things happen for you because it's neutral. You don't really care one way or the other. That's the power of this video, is understanding how to create from that neutral point of view. Now, understand that with quantum physics, every reality you can possibly imagine exists right now in this moment. Every time I'm going like this right now, every shift that I make is a break in continuity. Like, we may see and link all of these parallel realities together for the point of having that linear continuity, but the idea is each one is an individual frame. Now, having this perspective with quantum physics can allow us to realize that any frame you can imagine exists right now in the present moment. There's a reality where you're living your passion, doing what you love, living in the kind of house that you want. And what you can do is imagine that, imagine how you would feel, imagine how you would live, but realize that you think that you would feel this ecstatic blissfulness because you're living in this gigantic house with the perfect mate or whatever it is. But in reality, it'd be more of a peaceful, neutral point of view, because that is your natural state of being. That's just who you are. When you get to that place, you relate to your outer circumstances in a new way, because you can't sustain a level of blissful, like unconditional love forever. And maybe that's a limiting belief I have, but that's the way I view it, because anytime you get and you achieve your goals, then it's like, what is the next step? How can I get to the next level? And that's a big con, because then we're always putting our happiness in the future. We're saying, when I get to this point, when I get to 250,000 subscribers, ooh, it's going to feel like this certain way. But in reality, there's going to be just a new level of responsibility. There'll be a new feeling, but it won't be an ecstatic, blissful experience for like years. It's more of just going to be the awareness that, oh, this is where we are now. This is what we can do now. What's the next step? So this is more of a perspective of understanding intention, understanding choice. You never have the power to change the outer environment, because any outer environment is a reflection of the internal, is the reflection of our beliefs of what we believe to be true. You have the power to choose your own state of being and to act on your choices and your intentions. So it's more like we don't have the power to change the mirror, but we can change ourselves and the mirror will change. We have the power to choose our own expression. We can smile and then the mirror will change, but we don't have the power to change the mirror, to go over and to sit there and try to mess with the mirror. In the same way, we need to start seeing, we don't need to, but I recommend it, we could start to see it from a more neutral point of view. Now, this means that we more of learn how to observe our thoughts. If you learn how to observe your thoughts, you will completely transform the way you relate your inner world to your outer world. And then you can consciously choose what you want to experience in your life. You can also choose your own state of being, which is where a lot of the power is. And this is something that I've been doing. I've been seeing it from more of this point of view. I wake up every day just so grateful to be doing what I do. You know, I just woke up, I took a cold shower, here I am creating this video for you guys, and I'm grateful for what I do, but it's not this blissful, unrealistic feeling. It's more of focusing on the process. That's another part of this manifestation process. First off, you're always manifesting something. It's just that, is that something that you prefer? Realize and give yourself credit for that, because then you start to take your power back. Then you can reframe and redefine what you are manifesting. And if you say I'm manifesting nothing, then give yourself credit and understand, how can I change that? What definitions do I believe to be true to be having that kind of experience? That's the first step. The second step is to realize that you always have intention, and that what you can do is focus more on intention and choice than anything else. Get rid of desire. Desire does absolutely nothing. Desire may give you the drive to make an intention or the drive to choose something, but desire in itself doesn't do anything. Desire right now to lift up my hand isn't doing anything. It's the intention that's the power. The intention to lift up my arm. The intention to go do something, to take action. Intention is where you want to be. Now at the same time, don't give anything any more importance than you are currently giving, and understand that as you practice this observation, neutral point of view, that's where your power is. That observation point of view to feel the way that you want, to focus in that way. And that as you do that, you start to see things from a more peaceful point of view. You start to practice the state of being that you want in the present moment, so that by the time you get to that external reality, that mirror reflection that you want, then you feel a certain way. But realize that whatever your goals are, if you make them more important than they are, balancing factors will come into place that will distance you from it, because it's balancing out the energy. That's the metaphorical example, but it's something I found to be true. Don't make it such a big importance. Don't make it something that you need to have. Make it something that you just choose, because it's a part of the manifestation process. You just have trust and faith that you're always manifesting something, and that from that point you can just choose what you prefer. You don't have the power to change the mirror. You only have the power to change your expression. You only have the power to change your definitions to what you believe to be true. Understand that every reality you can possibly imagine exists, and that when it comes to that, you don't have to create anything because it already exists. All you have to do is choose. Imagine the best possible version of yourself, what you will be doing in that reality, what you would be doing in that reality, and begin to make choices and link up your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions to that reality. But remember, the feelings isn't going to be some blissful type experience because you have a house that's really nice. It's more of a settled, neutral point of view. And as you practice that settled, neutral point of view in the present moment, it still can be an emotion of gratitude, emotion of feeling good, but don't set your expectations so high that you can't feel it and sustain it. We can't sustain a blissful experience 24/7. And when we become aware that we can have this more neutral place, that's when amazing things can happen. That's when amazing things can happen, and that's when we can really create what we want. Now, of course, this is something I've been talking about in a lot of my videos because I think it is so powerful, is the power of our subconscious mind over the kind of experience that we have, and how our self-image is in a way controlling the kind of experiences that we have, because our self-image is a cybernetic mechanism. That's why I've created a free MP3 that you can download in the description box below that can allow you to change your subconscious mind, to change your self-image. And listening to it for 21 days in a row can absolutely transform your life. It's something I've been offering for about the last month and a half now. So if you want to do that, feel free to download it below and listen to it for at least 2 or 3 weeks and start to see the results that you want in your life. And it uses NLP, which is called neuro-linguistic programming, uses a couple imagery techniques that can allow you to distance yourself from your old self-image and to really be who you prefer to be. So that will help in the manifestation process as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear so that you can see the daily videos that I do. The way that YouTube does things now is you actually have to hit that button in order to see the daily vids. So hit that button as well, you know what I mean? So other than that, I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.